Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler V series V's I do for the one. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie, this one scares me a little bit, but we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for today, folks? Well, it happens to be my Boom! My Clutch shirt. Yay! This is sadly the only Clutch shirt I have. Clutch is a band, by the way. They're, I believe, out of Maryland, if I'm not mistaken. But they've been around for a long time, like since like the, I believe at least the early 90s, maybe even the 80s, but they've been doing it for a while. They're one of those bands where it's like, they've never managed to like break into like that upper echelon, and like really become like a super huge band. But at the same time, like almost any band that you talk to, any musical artist from around a certain era, knows who Clutch is and loves the fuck out of them. Like, they're just an awesome, really phenomenal band. Like I said, they've just been doing it for a really long time. I got into them a little bit after high school, around their Burning Beard era. And I've been fortunate enough, I've seen them perform live a couple of times now. That's actually around the time when I got this shirt. It was the last time I saw them, was like a couple years ago. And they're just really fucking cool, man. So much so, I've actually got some videos of their performance that I've attended. Not the best quality, unfortunately, but they're there and they're available on my channel in case you want to check them out. And if nothing else, I'd be more than happy to point you in the right direction as far as their music is concerned, because I think they're a really amazing band. But anyway, what am I trying for today, folks? What are we doing here? Why am I scared by it? Well, so I'm out and about today near Aurora, Illinois. A friend of mine, her daughter, is having her her graduation party, right? She just graduated from high school. Congrats to her. It's a hell of an accomplishment. And since I was out this way anyway, I figured I'd stop out a little bit early and kind of peruse around, see if there were any places maybe to review some stuff. So I ended up at a place called Boom! Baba's Famous Steak and Lemonade, which, despite living in Illinois my entire life, I was unaware that they are actually a chain from Illinois. Like, there's a whole, well, not a whole bunch of them, but there's a bunch of them. And so I decided I'd pop in. Since they are famous for their steak, I got their Philly steak sandwich, which I just reviewed. Go check that out if you're interested. But I saw something on the menu that I'd never heard of, which turns out is another Illinois thing. And I was like, okay. So, I need two hands to make this happen because, dear God, it's Boom! What the fuck even? This is what is known as the Crispy Gym Shoe, which, now I don't know if this is going to all be in there because I had to look up what the definition of a Crispy Gym Shoe is. I got this off a website, and it says that Crispy Gym Shoe typically consists of corned beef, roast beef, gyro meat, onions, mustard, gyro sauce, cheese, and sometimes Gia Genera, and then lettuce and tomato. Sure, man! What the fuck even? So we're going to get a thing for the thing first of all, because it looks like this. Ha 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 ha! And I'm going to classify this as a sub sandwich because they classified it as a sub sandwich on the review that I went to. So, with it being a sub sandwich, just three quick things. For over a year, I've been going on sub sandwich adventures. What that means is I've been going out and reviewing sub sandwiches from basically any place that sells them, be they Walmart, chain locations, delis, etc. I lost my fucking train of thought. But I've been going over there, I've been reviewing them, posting them to my YouTube channel. And that's where the second thing comes into play, because I don't just post them to my YouTube channel. I also go over there and I post them onto my, I have a specific playlist called Subs for Subs. That is where all my sub sandwich reviews end up. So if you enjoy my sub sandwich reviews, first of all, thank you very much. Second of all, they're all going to end up there, so you can go over there and just kind of go through the playlist. At the time I'm doing this, I have over 100 sub sandwich reviews there. But maybe that's not enough. Maybe you want even more sub sandwich review and goodness. It's okay. Just wait until Sunday. Why? Because Sunday is sub day. That is the day when I go over there and upload my sub sandwich reviews. Every Sunday, I'm going to give you at least one or two. You can go over there and get more sub sandwich reviewing goodness. But anyway, let's actually get to this and do the thing. So, I mean, how do you even, though? Because I don't know. Oh, God, it's so warm and greasy. Like, it's basically inside of a pizza puff. And mind you, this is definitely fringing on what one could consider a sub sandwich. I might even being a bit too... Yes, but I'm going to go with it. Because, again, that's what the thing called it. It's like, it's a sub sandwich. And I was like, okay. How do you even? Alright, and then let's try to eat a thing. Gyro meat is good. Oh, that gyro meat is good. Oh, that gyro meat is good. Gyro meat is absolutely phenomenal, man. I love this. I'm already in love with this, even though I know that it's trying to kill me as I eat it. And yeah, you can see the corned beef in there. Oh my God. I never knew that I needed gyro meat and corned beef together. But now that I do, I don't know that I can live without it. And then, yeah, you got like some fresh veg in there. Some onions. Looks like maybe, some green peppers. This is beyond ridiculous. Now, I will say, some of the things, maybe there's some roast beef in there. It's kind of, if there is, it's definitely having a hard time fighting against the corned beef and the gyro meat. Because the gyro meat is definitely the hero. It's thick. It's delicious every time you bite into it. But that corned beef, man, that is just bringing it to another level. I don't think there's any mustard in this. At least not that I've found. What else did I say was supposed to be in here? Well, there is gyro sauce, to be fair. But it's in the thing. Onions, mustard. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, it seems like it's pretty much what they said. Just maybe minus the mustard, because I'm personally not getting any. And they said it was going to be on a hoagie roll. This is definitely not a hoagie roll. This is, again, it's like closer to like a pastry that you would get for like a pizza puff. Which personally I love even more. Yeah, it's definitely in a sub sandwich, but I don't care. I'm still calling it that. How is it that I live in Illinois, I do a food review show, and I didn't realize this was a thing that we have in our state? God almighty. This is one of the best things I've ever eaten. I'm not even joking. It's because it's basically, it's pretty much taking a whole bunch of stuff that Illinois and Chicago cuisine does really well. Again, you've got that kind of puff pastry, reminds me of a pizza puff. On the inside, you got the delicious gyro meat, which of course we have so many places in Illinois that do that so well. And the deliciousness of that corned beef. Oh, like I said, it elevated everything, because like you've already got the delicious meatiness from the gyro. Now it's being backed up by that slightly salty meatiness from the corned beef. And then, you've just got the cheese, and it's ooey and gooey and decadent and amazing. I don't know that I'm going to be able to live without these now. Because this place isn't close to me. This is like a trip. But at the same time, oh my God, that's so good. Like I said, because it hits on so many notes of like just places, those classic sort of, Chicago style eateries that, again, you can get. There's so many of those awesome places around. Just taking most of those things, all you really had to do was like shove some Italian beef in there, maybe a Polish sausage. But then that just would have brought together, that would have been like the Infinity Stones, and it would have ended all of creation. This is amazing. I love this so much. But 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Oh my God, yes and yes. In fact, I'm tossing this out there, and some of you might know it's coming. You know I don't toss it out liberally. This is the business. This is the business. I don't even need to explain why I like this so much, because it's the business. When something's the business, that means that it is just, there's not much that you could do to this to make it much better. It hits on all the things that I want it to hit on. It's basically the best version of a pizza puff that I've ever had. It's definitely not a sub sandwich, at least in this format, but I don't care. I'm still tagging it in my sub sandwich reviews. It is insane and delicious and horrifying on some levels. I almost feel like I'm staring at some sort of like ancient eldritch being that like my brain can't wrap my head around it entirely, but it's so good. And if I'm recommending it to people, I mean, it's not for the faint of heart. This is one of those things where, realistically, get maybe 3 or 4 people and order one. Cut it up. On top of that, there's fries underneath this, by the way. It comes with an order of fries. They're underneath the sandwich. Cut it up into quarters and let everybody enjoy. This is like an experience that lots of people need to enjoy. But it's so good. It just hit on everything that I personally love. It's decadent, it's salty, it's super meaty, and it reminds me of that classic Illinois Chicago style cuisine in every bite, and I loved it. It's fantastic. But 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of your folks. Go over there, have yourselves a truly Chicago style cuisine-tastic rest of your life. We do what we do, and we do it well, and we do it proudly. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do all the time, I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, the thing that I want you to go out and do, first of all, let me know your opinion. Would you classify this as a sub sandwich? I'm tagging it in because I already tagged it in, so I'm just going to go with it. Hopefully you don't feel cheated. Again, when I looked up what the makeup of this thing, they called it a sub sandwich, so that's why I went into it with that. I should have done a little bit of digging, but we're going to tag it in anyway. Are there any like regional foods to where you are that would come anything close to this in terms of ginormity and ridiculousness? Because if there are, let me know. I'd love to hear about it. Anyway, bye.